Disclaimer: crypto investments are highly speculative and involve significant risk of loss. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Always do your own research and invest wisely.
The importance of EOS community-driven revenue generation. As the EOS network begins to move into its second strive, with new proposed ideas like Eden, a possible community integration of Clarion OS, and a community-controlled WPS. As good as all these ideas are, at the end of the day it always comes down to, who is going to pay for all of this? How are we collectively as a community going to fund many of these great ideas to keep this newfound momentum going? As generous as the EOS blockchain can be at times, we are not a charity, and arguably right now, we are little more than a loosely affiliated community of investors, developers, and block producers. In this article I intend on exploring new proposed revenue creation models for the EOS mainnet blockchain, and how we as a community can collectively fund many essential developments for the EOS mainnet community blockchain, without the typical financial burdens that comes with most traditional funding models. Okay, now let's get started. In my opinion, the issue of funding, while not always the most interesting of topics, is nevertheless a subject that we as a group should delve into and investigate. I have read that with financing being a hot topic for WPS, staking pools, growth, and so on, it's necessary that we look at ways for the network to finance itself through economic activity. Today, much of the emphasis is on using alternative financing sources or using inflation. So, to look outside of the box, let us consider how we might raise additional funds by new community chain funding systems that we can put in place. We do have a number of these funding systems currently, such as premium name auctions, Rex rental of CPU and net, RAM trading fees, and power-up users paying for CPU and net daily. These are all good starts, but what more can we do to further stimulate financial activity, and by default financial revenue in new areas? One idea I've read about on the eoscommunity.org forums was for the creation of a new token creation type called premium tokens. To summarize, EOS could use a new system contract to allow for an easy path to create tokens. Name of the tokens themselves could be auctioned, like premium names, or sold in some other way. Users who decided to build their own token would not have to deploy a contract. Instead, they'd pay a charge to the framework/governing contract, and their token would simply enter their custody. Another suggestion that I have read about in the commentary section of this post was, to paraphrase, an EOS community member wants us to think about starting companies that can check off a couple of our boxes at the same time. A crowdfunding site, in my view, helps us achieve several of our objectives. Links to early-stage support for the growth of apps and businesses will pique the interest of the whole ecosystem, ensures that the foundation has a constant supply of profits. Using the EOS.io software to its full potential, if it is efficient, it will result in a significant increase in demand for EOS Keynet services over time. It will include employment opportunities for residents. This is a lot simpler than you would expect, particularly in the current regulatory environment, at least in the United States and Europe. In 2 months, we will have our Reg CF certificate. To control responsibility and liability, the Foundation might easily create a separate agency to oversee this endeavor. Bitfinex has just made their DEX tech open source. We may set up a non-custodial DEX and use the payments as a means of continuing funding. As you can see, there are a wide variety of options available for funding. Personally though, I think we should stick to on-chain funding methods, which is one of the unique benefits and strengths of operating on a blockchain in the first place. My own personal idea would be that we should consider creating a collective community-shared EOS custodian account system that uses more traditional Bitcoin-style account creation, where a user can simply generate an account address in the same way they can on Bitcoin or Litecoin, but at the same time it gives them the ability to access the EOS mainnet network, which each account would pay for their own individual usage through a simple fee model similar to Bitcoin. Fee revenue can go to funding further development for the EOS mainnet blockchain, and this also indirectly would go a long way in solving the problem of onboarding new users, by simplifying the account creation process tremendously to something that most blockchain enthusiasts are very much familiar with. When a user decides to upgrade to a full EOS account, this process would be made much easier by the fact that the shared community account would already have an allocation of the individual's own funds, thus taking the load off charitable EOS businesses who offer free account creation. In this way, I believe EOS can both solve the problem of funding, as well as address the problem of easier onboarding of new users. Just my opinion though. Either way, I'm sure the EOS community will come up with a myriad of new and innovative solutions that will take the EOS blockchain to the next level. To all EOS holders, it's time to grow.
Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please donate, and if you would like to read, listen to, or watch more of this kind of content, please visit us at www.cryptoapologetics.com. See you next time. Take care.